Hi, I'm John Cranton with JimFeist.com. Let's take a look at some Friday night NBA action. First, want to remind you, Jim Feist on a sizzling basketball run off a 1-1 Thursday. That's part of a 97-58 basketball run. Terrific run for Jim. And tonight, Friday night, he's got all kinds of stuff at JimFeist.com. An NHL 3-pack, a pair of NBA winners, including an Inner Circle release, as well as his baseball AL West Game of the Month. You can find that at JimFeist.com. All right, let's take a look at some of the NBA action going on tonight. We'll start with the Celtics-Bulls game. Winner take all here. The Chicago Bulls are going to be golfing next week. The Celtics, the top seed. They lost the first two games at home, and they got crushed on the glass, got booed off the court. However, since then, they've won 3 in a row to take command of the series, and a couple of key strategic situational moves took place. They tried to focus more on defensive rebounding, had limited effects as the Bulls are still out rebounding them for the most part. However, putting Gerald Green in, making it a small, quick lineup, has done wonders because it's opened up the floor more. It's forced Isaiah Thomas, giving him more space so he can drive to the hoop, get fouled, pick up some baskets, and dish off to somebody on the outside who has been open. And the Bulls, a very good defensive team during the regular season, just have had no answer for it, and this is really their last shot to do it in front of their home fans tonight to try and force a Game 7. The Celtics are the game opened about pick 'em last night, and now up to 3-point favorite, so the betting public is on the visitors in this one. Boston 2.5 to 3-point favorite with the total of 203.5. The Celtics, when they're on the road facing a team with a winning home record, they've been great, 17-8-2 against the spread. And they got the Chicago Bulls, the number 8 seed, riding this 3-game losing streak. Now have a losing record overall for the season. If you count the postseason, they're just 25-18 at home. And without Rajon Rondo, this offense has really stagnated. It was a below average offense during the regular season. They found a nice groove in those first 2 games, but last 3 without Rondo, they have been terrible. And reports are that Rondo, with that finger injury, isn't going to be able to play tonight. So there's not a lot looking forward to back Chicago, and it's kind of understandable why the bettors are moving toward Boston in this game. They are pretty good against the spread when they face a winning team with a winning percentage over 60%, 24-10 against the spread. But probably the way to look at tonight's game is a low-scoring defensive battle, because the Bulls during the regular season always played hard defense for this coach, as the Boston Celtics have too. Keep in mind the Bulls, when they're working on 1 day of rest, 23-8 under the total, and following a straight-up loss, Chicago is 35-16 under the total. And when these teams meet here in Chicago, a perfect 5-0 under the total. Well, let's take a look at a later game on the West Coast. LA Clippers heading to the Utah Jazz. Similar situation here for the LA Clippers as Chicago Bulls. They got to win to force a Game 7 or their season is over. And the bettors, Utah Jazz, are a 5.5-point favorite at home. The total has gone up from 191.5 to 194. It's a couple of great defensive teams. However, this has been an over series, and that's the line movement is going on a higher scoring game in this one. Clippers, the big story is Blake Griffin. Since he's been hurt, they were very good at dominating the glass with Blake Griffin, but without him, they've really struggled against a physical Utah team that is tops in the NBA in points allowed and can play the rugged physical game inside. You look back at Game 5, Utah won at the Clippers as an underdog, 96-92, with a terrific defensive game. And Doc Rivers, the coach of the Clippers, pointed out that Chris Paul got tired. They only had, 58 points through 3 quarters. And that's not a good sign. Paul has to do it all. It's a pretty good supporting cast when you look at the lineup, but they're just not stepping it up against this great Utah defense. And if Paul got tired at home, now he's got to go to a higher altitude playing on the road. Really not a very good sign for the Clippers in this one. But it's win or go home for them. The Clippers, when they're working on 2 days of rest like they are tonight, 13-3 under the total, although it has been an over series, unusual. But I have to look at a defensive game, and it's, Clippers getting a lot of points here. On the other hand, when they playing here at Utah, 6-16-1 against the spread, it has not been a good place for them. All right, I want to remind you, if you want to get free plays daily, just pick up the telephone, call toll-free number 888-294-1970. If you want to get involved with Jim Feist special going on for Friday. He's got that AL West total of the month, and it's guaranteed. Just call Jim's offices at 866-546-9467. We'll be back on Monday with another Proline Sports Daily. We'll see you then.